When I open my eyes, I am still on the streets. I must have fallen asleep, but the nightmare continues. I am cold in my rags. I hold myself for warmth, willing some of the cold away, but fail. My feet are numb and in pain, caked in a dirt that I have gathered from walking barefoot around town. Well, there's a frightful sight. Beggar probably thought she could try her luck with the nobility that live around here. Just look at how ragged she looks. What are you looking at? At two women that lack the basic manners of a noble upbringing. Silence, girl. Do you know who you're talking to? No, and I don't care. What nerve. Let's just go. There's no reason to stoop to a commoner's level. I will remember you, and once I break this curse, I will make you regret your words. I become acutely aware of the fact that I've not eaten anything for almost a day. I've been sitting here, thinking on the new mess that is my life. But moping around will not break my curse. Crying will not help either. So, audience, we're coming up on a choice here soon. And the choice is between left and right, so put in the chat, left or right. I should find that witch first, but how? I have no idea where she is. Laura, I swear I will make you regret doing this to me. When I find you, I will find food first. Is this all the king thinks I'm worth?
Leave, girl. A dirty peasant like you has no place in this restaurant.
But why? I can pay.
Find another place. You're scaring away my customers.
Am I not a customer?
Shoo. There is nothing for you here.
He just swatted me away like a fly. The nerve. Sensing that this will get me nowhere, I ball my hands into fists and walk away. I get the same treatment at the next 3 restaurants I try. I'm greeted as something less than dirt, like my money has no real value. I am the crown princess. They have no right to turn me away like this. I've been eating stale bread, anything to keep the hunger at bay. The bread barely helps. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice a small bakery. There are croissants on display that make my mouth water. Slowly, I begin to make my way over there. Ow! My feet ache with every step. They look and feel even worse than before. If only I had enough coins for a pair of shoes. But food is more important. If the rags that I'm wearing and the pouch of money are all that I have, then I need to prioritize. And I will die before I beg. 2 croissants.
You'll need to pay, girl. There are no free handouts here.
I take a coin from my pouch and hand it to her. This should be more than enough. The shop owner stares at the coin before reluctantly taking it. She hands me 2 croissants in a paper bag.
I will not ask where you got those coins.
Are you implying that I stole them?
How else would a beggar like you get that amount of coin? Now off with your child. I won't have you scaring away any other customers.
Without another word, I turn and start to walk away from the woman. So this is the goodness of the people of Angel. I take a bite out of one of the croissants, cringing a little at the dryness.
Hey, girl.
What now?
We saw you at that shop. Want to share how you got your coins there?
Excuse me.
Look at her. Brushing us off. Like she's royalty. Or something.
Let me go.
You ain't no better than us. Now, be a good girl and hand over that pouch.
The man on my left grabs at my pouch and attempts to yank it away from me. I will not let these brutes take anything from me. I elbow the man in the stomach, then aim a kick at the other man's shin. I have an opening, and I take it.
What?
I pull myself free and begin to run as fast as I can.
Hey!
Where do I go? I'm not familiar with the streets at all. It's highly likely that I'm just going to hit a dead end. Where should I go?
Hey, this way.
How do you know who I am?
There's another one. Stop running, you two.
Oh, come on.
The boy grabs my wrist and pulls me after him. He takes off with a sudden burst of speed, and then I am running even faster than I just was. I'm not entirely convinced following him is a good idea, but at least the boy seems to have a better sense of direction than me. Oh! Our running causes rocks in the pathway to come loose. Before I notice them in my path, I step down hard on them. A sharp pain shoots up into my foot and I collapse onto the ground. It hurts.
Princess.
I try to stand, but the pain in my feet is unbearable. I fall back down into the dirt with a gasp. I can't.
We've got you now.
Just hand over your coins, and neither of you will get hurt.
I won't let you touch her.
Ha! Says the little boy. Well, what is his ghastly sight before me? Two adults threatening a child and a lady? How very ungentlemanly.
What are the likes of you even doing around this neighborhood? You're asking to get fleeced.
Asking? Perhaps I'm in the mood for a scuffle.
The nobleman brandishes his sword, his expression confident, maybe even cocky.
Show me what you got, sirs. And please, don't bore me.
Who are these people?
I ain't dealing with this for the money. He's got a sword.
What? Come back here, you coward. The two of us can take him.
I think your friend has the right idea. I'm not the type to show mercy.
This is way too much trouble for a little gold.
You're late.
Sorry, kid. You know how hard it is for me to be invisible around here. At ease, small one.
These two know each other? I don't even know what's going on anymore. I feel ill. My head is pounding and my feet feel simultaneously like they are frozen and on fire. My stomach rumbles, the hunger coming back with vengeance. My body feels light.
Hey, Princess. Princess!
Calm down. Parfait will be able to help her. But for now, we need to move, before anyone else sees us.
Yeah. Don't worry, you're safe now.
Everything is fading. A dream?
What is that in your hands, Lucette?
It was hurt. I just wanted to help it, but it died. It's all my fault.
It's not your fault, my love. It died because it was weak.
But
This is the world, Lucette. Only the strong survive to die. You are not weak. You are strong, my crown princess, and you do not cry. Yes. I don't want to see you cry again.
yes,
Now, get rid of that thing and wash your hands. Did you not hear me, child?
yes, Mother.
Oh, you're awake.
Where am I?
Ah, well,
This isn't my room. My hand flies to my chest, where the little glass slipper hangs from my neck. Still here.
are you okay, miss?
This girl is the maid that tore Dolores' dress. The one I fired for her clumsiness.
Miss?
To think that I would meet her again like this. Leave me alone.
Right, of course. Here's some salve I made for you. It'll help with the pain.
Now what?
Haven't thought at all, have you, Ice Princess?
You. Suddenly, there she is. Dolores stands before me with a snide smile, looking happy with herself. She is the cause of everything I have been through. All the pain, heartache, and hunger. It is her fault. I try to stand, thinking to give the witch a piece of my mind, but as soon as my feet touch the floor, pain shoots up my legs. I end up falling back to the bed. Ow!
You should be more grateful to the girl you just scared away. She's been taking care of you for the past 2 days.
2 days? I've been passed out for 2 days? I'm suddenly vibrating with anger. Remove the curse. Now.
Ha! Do you think you can just command me to remove the curse in your best princess voice?
What do you want? Gold?
What I want is worth more than all the gold you can summon and yield, princess. Besides, haven't you read your fairy tales? The caster cannot take a curse back. You need to focus on breaking the curse yourself if you want your life back.
Mother burned the books before I could read more than 1 or 2 of them. I do not think either involved curses, just genies and trading away your voice for legs.
Ah! It's good that you're awake, princess.
Parfait, should you really be up and about?
Don't fuss, I'm feeling much better.
Are you a witch as well?
Oh no, my name is Parfait, and I'm a fairy.
A witch and a fairy in one room, being friendly with one another? Impossible.
Oh, look at her face. You weren't expecting that at all, were you, princess?
What is going on?
I'm sure you have many questions, princess.
How do you know that I am the princess?
Don't be silly. She's a fairy, of course she knows.
I promise we'll do our best to answer your questions.
So why was I cursed?
Seriously, you're going to ask that?
I wouldn't have asked if I knew the answer.
You have such a temper on you. Very well, this one's got a simple answer. It's because you are a cold-hearted, cruel, wicked princess who deserves to be punished.
Delora,
A curse is the only way to force you to change your way.
Delora, you could have put that more nicely.
I'm pretty sure I was already being nice.
Change? Why do I need to change?
Are you completely unaware of how heartless you are to other people? The coldness you show to your stepfamily and your father?
The way you treat Princess Imalangin, the person there.
Why would they need to be treated any differently?
You need to prove that you have some goodness in you, princess. Some smidge of kindness.
Why? People only show you kindness when they want something from you. The instant they get what they want, they'll just throw you away.
What else would you like to know?
What happens if I don't break the curse?
I think you know the answer to that one already, princess.
What else would you like to know?
How do I break the curse?
The necklace you've got is one of Cinderella's glass slippers. To break the curse, you must get the second slipper. Complete the pair.
And how do I do that?
By doing 3 good deeds.
What?
It's a very easy thing to do. At least for someone who knows how to be good.
3 good deeds? What does that even mean? I wouldn't even know where to start.
Take heart, princess. Goodness is innate in everyone.
Are you sure that's the case with this one?
Delora, you are not helping.
I'm a witch, and I think I have more goodness in my big toe than she has in her entire body.
Now, you're just being mean. For every good deed you accomplish, you will get a piece of the glass slipper. When you've gotten all three, you'll complete the pair, and the curse will break. Simple.
I suggest you start by polishing that attitude of yours.
Well, that's what you'd like to know.
Why are you two working together?
To answer that, we'll have to give you a bit of a history lesson.
Oh, I've got this. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far, far away, there were two crystals.
Dramatics aside, there is one crystal in the kingdom called the Crystallum Lucis. It is powered by happiness and love. The other is the crystal Tenebrarum, powered by fear and anger. The strongest of the witches is a Tenebrarum bearer. The strongest of the fairies is a Lucis bearer.
Parfait is a Lucius bearer.
I take in Parfait's frail and sickly appearance. She is the strongest fairy.
The Great War greatly damaged me. My powers are a fraction of what they used to be. And with no child, I have no successor to my burden.
What does a bearer do?
The bearers regulate the energies of the crystals and keep the balance between darkness and light.
For centuries, the fairies and witches lived in harmony with the humans of the kingdom.
Until a certain human decided to be a pest.
Who was he?
I knew him as Hans Gabriele Grimm. He wrote the fairy tales.
And he started the feud between the witches and the fairies in the process.
How could a single person have so much power?
It was the power of his words. In Grimm's stories, the witches were always evil. The humans naturally grew to fear them and hate them. They began to hunt them.
Didn't the witches fight back?
We aren't allowed to use our powers to cause harm. But that all changed when the Tenebrarum bearer decided revenge was more important than our promise.
The witches took over the kingdom. They created the fairy tale curse to spread even more sadness and anger, to fill the human heart with negative emotions. All to fuel the power of the Tenebrarum. The delicate balance of harmony between the crystals was broken. The witches and the Tenebrarum grew far stronger than they were even meant to be. We had no choice but to fight. And then the Great War happened. The Tenebrarum bearer was eventually defeated. The Great War ended with the help of an unexpected ally, but many lives were lost.
The good witches suffered horribly. We still have to stay hidden in hopes of having any kind of peace.
Are you trying to make me believe that there are good witches?
The Tenebrarum can poison a heart and mind into darkness and cruelty. The witches put themselves at risk in working with the Tenebrarum in maintaining harmony. Some, inevitably, are corrupt.
Many good witches were corrupt during the war. Most remain that way.
Many do not believe it, but witches can be just as kind as fairies, but not as much.
And yet, it wasn't a fairy that cursed me.
I've done good by cursing you, princess. You'll thank me when you've broken it.
Delora was not corrupted by the Tenebrarum. She's as good as they come. But not as good as me. Hopefully, you'll come to see that for yourself.
I doubt it.
Apart from my own inherent goodness, Parfait and I are working together because we have a common goal.
Which is?
I don't know. I mean, to restore the balance between darkness and light. Yeah, that one.
3 good deeds and I get my life back. Easier said than done. You said Cinderella, didn't you? Didn't she just go to a ball and find a prince? What does doing good have to do with that?
Going to a ball, finding a prince, it's also old-fashioned. No fun in that.
Cinderella is a girl with a pure heart. She's always willing to help others, even when they are cruel to her. Anyway, I have brought some clothes for you. I'll leave them on the table. We'll be waiting outside. There are some people I'd like you to meet.
I cannot believe this. I look down at my neatly bandaged feet. I have to admit that while sore, they are nowhere near as painful as what they had been 2 days before.
Here's some salve I made for you. It'll help with the pain.
Why would she even care? I was the reason she lost her job at the palace. Oh, she probably doesn't even remember that, or remember me, but still, she has no reason to do such things for me. I ignore the salve for the time being, and gingerly stand up, testing my feet for pain. The injury is definitely healing. I slowly walk over to the table and change into the clothes that have been left there. The dress is nowhere near as luxurious as the ones that I wear in the palace, but is still far improved from my rags. All my life I've never had to lift a finger, and now I will not let them see how much they have rattled me. I refuse to break. Just watch me. I will free myself from this curse. What is this place? There are several people in the room chatting amiably with each other. I noticed the girl that had left me the salve by the counter, serving drinks. But as soon as the people in the room notice me, the room falls into immediate silence. Well, look what we have here. The Ice Princess herself. Huh? They know who I am? I didn't think it was true.
Curse for her cold-heartedness.
As to be expected. You remember who I am, yet you still treat me like this. Well, you aren't really a princess anymore, are you? You're one of us now, girl.
Everyone, please! You shouldn't be treating a newcomer like this. Princess, let me apologize. They mean no offense.
I cannot believe that. Not when the people Parfait is referring to simply smirk and shrug as I meet their gazes. What is this place?
Welcome to the Merchant Tavern, a home for those with the fairy tale curse.
You make it sound like some sort of holiday house.
It is. Don't ruin my moment, Delora.
Marchin. Tavern?
The Merchant Tavern was built 3 years ago, when the number of cursed in Angeal continued to rise. The goal is to gather those affected so they might help each other break their curse. Of course, I'm also here to provide help as necessary. Only the cursed and those allied with our cause can stay here. The evil and the wicked can never find this place.
Most of the people here are cursed? How come these people remember who I am?
The cursed are not affected by the conditions of someone else's curse. Your condition is simple. Everyone has forgotten you are the crown princess. But because these people here are cursed, they still remember your title.
It goes without saying that fairies and witches are also not affected.
Come, princess. Let me introduce you to the few boarders we have at the Merchant.
Parfait beckons the serving girl over.
This is Anise. She helps out in the Merchant and does most of the cooking.
I'm sure you understand why she's working here now. And I believe she deserves an apology.
Miss Delora, what are you talking about?
Now don't you worry your sweet little head over it. You don't remember what this Ice Princess did to you.
Huh?
I have nothing to apologize for. Clumsiness does not befit a palace maid. I I only did what was necessary.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Princess. I'm Elise Whitlow. I hope we get along.
Awkward silence. Really? This is how you're going to start doing good?
I don't believe I asked for your opinion.
Please, you two, no fighting.
I hold my tongue as Parfait leads me to the two people whose faces are incredibly familiar. There are faces I have seen in the palace before.
This is...
Jurian Valiente and Garland Belrot.
How did you know?
Both of you are in the Order of Caldera.
That's right.
They were two of Sir Alcaster's best knights. It was a big surprise when they both left a year ago. I only found out recently that it was because they acted against Sir Alcaster's orders. They were stripped of their titles and dishonorably discharged from service. What are you two doing here?
We help the fairies.
They and Anise are exceptions and are allowed in this tavern without the curse. Jurian and Garland lend us their strength to help protect the merchant.
Protect?
From the witches. They do anything to make sure the curses remain unbroken.
And what about you?
I'm the exception. Also, I'm good. You keep forgetting about the good part.
Remember, not all witches are evil.
Your curse is a test.
A test?
Originally, the wicked were cursed so that they could learn to change. The curses were meant to teach them a lesson. I'm hoping your curse will teach you a lesson too, Ice Princess. I really am only trying to help you.
I don't need you to show me how to change. I just want my life back.
Well, to do that, you'll have to break your curse.
Try and make some friends, Princess. They might be able to help you break your curse.
Oh, I'd love to hang around and watch the princess try and be friendly.
We have work to do, Delora.
You always ruin my fun. Fine. Try not to make any more enemies, Princess.
You know it, baby. You know it.
The instant Parfait and Delora leave the room, the temperature drops several degrees. Now that I'm alone, I feel the cold stares return. Disgust, contempt, as if I am the reason they are cursed and have to take refuge in the Marchant in the first place. Make friends? All I've ever had are my dolls. I've never needed friends. I will break this curse on my own. I was told it was rude to stare. One man suddenly stands up, the anger apparent on his face. His hands clench and unclench into fists as he glares at me pointedly. Jurian and Garland place themselves in front of me, shielding me from the man.
You know the rules. What happened in the past stays in the past.
And no one is allowed to harm anyone else in the Marchant. If you cannot comply, you are no longer welcome here.
Tis. No matter, the Ice Princess will get what's coming to her.
He throws one last glare my way before sitting down again.
Break the rules and you'll get what's coming to you. That goes for everyone here.
Jurian's tone is cold and firm. There's no doubt that she means what she says. So these are the great knights of the Order of Caldera. The Marchant begins to settle down, and everyone eventually goes back to their conversations and meals. I walk toward an empty table, realizing that I am being deliberately ignored. I become immersed in my thoughts as I sit down. One thought, however, comes to me immediately. They hate me. They hate me somehow when I've only ever left the palace twice in my life. How did this happen? The only people who treated me with any respect were Anise, Jurian, and Garland. Is it because they cannot remember who I am? Maybe being in the Marchen is not such a good idea. I doubt anyone here wants to help me break my curse. They'd probably rather see me suffer under its weight. 3 good deeds? How am I supposed to complete 3 when I do not know if I can even accomplish 1?
May I join you?
I look up and stare in shock at the beautiful lady from the toy shop. Her beauty still manages to take my breath away. What is she doing here? You were in the toy shop.
Ah, yes. I was there picking up some items for a friend. I am humbled you still remember me. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Miss Karma.
Your name is Karma?
I know, ironic, right? A suitable name for someone as beautiful as me, no?
Karma, your narcissism is gonna scare the princess away.
You are that magician boy.
Boy,
Oh, how appropriate. Boy.
call me that one more time and I'll ruin that pretty face of yours.
You wouldn't hit a lady? How savage.
Anyway, I'm Waltz Cresswell, and I have the Neverland curse. What about you, princess? What's your fairy tale curse?
Does everyone share what their curse is?
The Marchen. The whole point is helping each other break our curses, after all. Hard to do that if we keep our fairy tales quiet, isn't it?
He pauses, then narrows his eyes slightly.
Well, some people keep their fairy tales a secret.
He eyes Karma briefly, cocking an eyebrow. The smile never leaves Karma's face. Has anyone managed to break their curse?
I've been told that a few have.
A few? That's not very reassuring.
Well,
What ails you?
What ails you, darling? Is it your curse? You can talk about it. Tell us what it is.
Cinderella.
Oh, goodness. Cinderella.
that explains the nature of your curse, only
Riches to rags.
That's one way of putting it.
Karma, you're not helping. You're really better off ignoring him, princess. He mostly speaks nonsense.
He?
Princess!
Parfait's voice takes me by surprise. I hadn't even noticed her entering the room again.
May I speak with you? I'd like you to meet someone, though I'm sure you already know him quite well.
Rod?
So you really are cursed?
I was the one that gave Sebi to Ra, so that he still had some way to voice his opinions.
Sebi?
Short for Sebastian. Cute, isn't it? Black Butler for the...
It's nice to meet you, princess. Sebi's voice changes when it greets me. The tone it uses is lower whenever it speaks for Rod. Perhaps that is what Rod's voice actually sounds like? Wait, if he remembers me, does that mean...
The mermaid's curse.
What?
That is my curse.
Rod has been mute all this time because he is cursed? Does everyone else know?
Obviously, they are my family.
Even the king?
He knows as well.
So am I the only one you never told?
I didn't think you'd particularly care either way.
He is not wrong. Yet I cannot believe I did not know. I was left out once again. What are you doing here?
I have been trying to help Rod with his curse. That is why he comes to the mansion from time to time.
But I don't even want... Anyway, I only came here today to confirm that you were truly cursed. I want to see it with my own eyes. It was a big surprise when I woke up one day and you weren't in the palace. An even bigger surprise when I found out no one remembered you.
It's been days since I was cursed. I wonder, how are things in the palace?
Livelier, happier.
Happier?
I've never seen my family happier than they are now. I'd say it's a good thing that you aren't the princess anymore.
I'd always thought Rod didn't really care about me regardless, but is this the truth? So is this how you truly feel? Does it have to be cursed for you to open up about how you truly feel?
The only reason I didn't say anything earlier was because Millie didn't want me to. I'm happier too now that you're gone. I don't have to pretend like you anymore. I'm going to return to the palace now.
I'm gone and they're all happier.
Your very existence has been erased in the palace. They've never known you. That doesn't mean they're happy without you.
Even the king. What did I expect?
Huh?
Why did you bring me here? The people in the margin, they...
I shouldn't have left you alone in there. I'm sorry.
You knew how they felt about me.
Uh,
What have I ever done to them?
Now, isn't the right time to explain?
When will it ever be the right time?
So many things have already happened to you. I need you to be patient, Lucette.
Has the prince already left?
Yes, he has. Princess, we'll talk about this later. For now, you must focus on breaking your curse.
Did I miss something?
No?
You don't sound so certain. Right.
Maybe the fairy is right. I don't think I'm ready to find out how I made so many people hate me.
Well, Parfait, I think it's time we get down to business to defeat the Huns. No, wait. What should we do with her?
What are you talking about now?
You, of course. You've got nowhere to go, right?
She is right. I think back to the days I spent on the streets and shiver. I'll do anything, so long as I don't have to go back there.
The princess can stay at the mansion with me and the rest of my boarders.
I'd almost forgotten what hope felt like.
But you'll have to work in exchange for a room.
I celebrated too soon. What?
Magic has its limitations, just like anything else. Money doesn't appear out of thin air, not even for a fairy, although I kind of wish. The mansion doesn't attract many customers, since only the cursed and a few others can enter. I sell my potions here and there, but I have several hungry mouths to feed, and my funds are tight.
I thought fairies lived in luxury. Parfait, are you broke?
Ouch. Even the Ice Princess can tell.
And yet you still take people in?
Well, that's always how Parfait operates. She's good-natured to a fault.
I'm told suffocating beneath my debt will be what kills me.
Why don't you just leave? I assume you make enough to take care of yourself.
Leave? Someone who's in need of help? I could never.
And that, princess, is how goodness works.
How goodness works?
It's not as if I accept freeloaders. All my boarders help me run the margin and do errands.
The princess has never worked a day in her life. I doubt she'll be useful.
If karma can be useful, anyone can. Although karma usually isn't, because karma doesn't work like that.
I've yet to see karma be anything but useless.
Exactly. Princess, you're more than welcome to stay if you're willing to help out.
It's the least you can do in exchange for a roof over your head and 3 square meals a day. Oh, and shoes. Definitely shoes.
Do I even have a choice? I toss and turn in bed, unable to fall asleep. The mattress is hard and the sheets are itchy, nothing at all like the bed I had in the palace. What I would give my old bed again, for any of the comforts of home. I miss my dolls.
Lady Parfait! Lady Parfait!
I sit up immediately. What is going on? I leave my room to investigate. Some of the other marching boarders, Waltz, Jurian, and Garland, are sitting on the settee, looking anxious. What's happening?
Sorry, did we wake you?
No, but the noises Garland was making would have woken the dead.
Jurian and I found an injured man while we were doing our rounds. We brought him here.
An injured man? Wait, what were you doing outside? It's almost 1 a.m.
Nothing you need to worry about.
Lady Parfait and Anise are tending to the man now.
These people, will they just help anyone they find on the streets? What if this man is dangerous?
Do you think the witches got to him?
It's possible. We'll have to find out when he wakes up.
The next day, Parfait reveals that the man only suffered minor head injuries. She says that she expects him to wake soon. I look at the tray of food in my hands. Anise has asked me to bring it up to the stranger's room while she finishes the rest of her cooking. I would never have been asked to do this in the palace.
Goodness, what that poor tray done to you to deserve that look? I must say, it is odd to see the princess doing something nice for someone.
What do you want?
I have something to ask the man that was brought in last night. Seeing as you're being good enough to deliver breakfast, I thought I'd just tag along with you.
If you're going, just bring this tray up yourself.
You're not in any position to delegate your duties to me, Miss Lucette. Come on, our guest must be famished.
Seeing no way out, I followed Alora to the spare room the man had been put in.
Come in.
I thought the man would have been old, but to my surprise, he looks young, probably in his early 20s. He seems lost in reverie as he stares at a small notebook.
Good morning. Good to see you're awake and breathing.
The man looks up at her when she speaks. The instant he sees us, his eyes widen. Why is he staring at us like that?
I guess?
I'm sorry, what?
I'm in heaven, or maybe you two are angels that have fallen out a bit.
I see.
What can a humble gentleman like myself do for you lovely ladies? Ah, you could join me on this bed. It's very comfortable, and there's plenty of room for both of you.
Yeah, I think not. I'll follow your lead on this one, princess.
Princess? Ah, of course. Such a beautiful lady. Could only be a princess. Look at the noble way you hold up the tray.
Can I throw the tray at him?
I'm tempted to let you.
Spicy as well. Oh, be still my beating heart.
Huh?
Another lovely lady has entered my chambers.
Oh, he's awake.
I don't think my heart can handle perfection of 3 of you at once.
I think I know how Casanova here got those head injuries. Some lady decided she had enough of his rubbish and wanted to punish him.
Dear Laura, patience. He may not even be the right state of mind right now. He did take injuries to the head after all.
The man finally stops to look just at me. He narrows his eyes and stares so hard I almost want to slap him. What?
You're familiar, but no. It's impossible. Aren't you the Crown Princess? What are you doing here?
If he knows, then he's...
Well, he's definitely not a witch or a fairy. Can only mean one thing if he recognizes Elsa. I mean, the Ice Princess.
What is your name, good sir?
I would answer any question you ask of any of them, but
The man looks down at the notebook in his hand.
I don't remember.
Amnesia?
I know everything about Angeline, and yet I don't know the first thing about myself. Except that I have the Rumpelstiltskin curse.
Rumpelstiltskin? Is that a fairy tale?
I knew it. He's got the fairy tale curse.
Fairy tale curse?
Do you remember how to break it?
From what I remember, I need to somehow collect 3 memories and get them to appear in this journal as entries.
He shows us the notebook he's been holding on to since we entered the room.
My first memory is waking up and holding this. I thought there would be information in here, but it's empty.
Another victim of the curse. You must be tired. Lucette, we'll leave your breakfast here and we'll give you some time to yourself. We'll be outside if you need anything else. Rumpelstiltskin.
What is that fairy tale about? Delora does not do a good job of hiding her laughter. She snorts and I cross my arms embarrassed. Mother burned the fairy tales in the palace before I got the chance to read all of them.
Fine. I'll keep it short. Once upon a time, there was a girl that was said to be able to spin straw into gold. The king found her and locked her up in a tower. He said he wouldn't let her out until she's turned all the straw in the room into gold. But the girl was just a regular human girl. She knew she would never be able to turn the straw into gold and feared that she would be locked up forever. That was when an odd little man appeared before her and offered to do the job for her if she gave him something in return. The girl gave him her necklace, and the man spent the rest of the night spinning straw into gold. However, the girl wasn't released. The second night she was given more straw to spin, and the little man appeared once more. This time she gave him her ring. On the third night, the king ordered her to spin the straw one last time, and if she did, she would be released and made his queen. However, that night the girl had nothing left to give the man, so they made an agreement. He would spin the straw to gold for her, so long as she gave him her first child.
I personally never understood why the girl would want to marry the king in the first place.
Hush, I'm trying to tell a story here. Even though I told myself I would keep it short.
Excuse me, princess.
Years passed, and the queen finally gave birth to her first child. That night, the odd little man returned and demanded his due, but the queen didn't want to give up her child. The man then said that he wouldn't take the child if the queen was able to guess his name in 3 days. The man's name was Rumpelstiltskin.
Did she guess it?
Oh yeah. The night before her time was officially up, the queen was drawn into the forest by the sound of a little voice. She saw the little man celebrating his upcoming victory, singing about how no one ever had or ever would guess his real name, which was Rumpelstiltskin.
He does not sound particularly smart.
So agrees the general populace.
Sometimes I wonder how Hans was able to come up with such tall tales. Well, the marching is opening soon. I expect another busy day.
Especially busy for you, Lisette. You need to start coming up with good deeds.
The amnesiac Casanova was allowed to stay at the Marchen with the other boarders. Because he still seemed capable, Parfait set him to work as one of the Marchen's servers. Anis's protests that he remain in bed fell on deaf ears. Parfait couldn't well throw him out, not well knowing he had nowhere to go. I would be incapable of showing him such kindness, given all the nonsense he spouts at us. The people that frequent the Marchen began to steadily ignore me altogether, like I do not exist. It's better than the stares and the hateful looks.
Rumple, you aren't here to flirt.
But this lovely lady is unattended.
Sir Rumble, please, you're making me blush. Because the man couldn't remember his name, he fashioned one from his own curse. Rumple. I think it suits him.
I will never understand Parfait. This amorous waste of space is about as useful as karma.
I've returned.
Speak of the devil.
Did you miss me?
Karma had left abruptly yesterday, saying that she had something very important to take care of. Waltz trails in after her now, carrying several boxes in his arms.
Why am I carrying these?
Because you made me run that errand for you at the toy shop the other day. And because gentlemen carry things for ladies.
Hardly a lady. I'm going to drop them now.
Those boxes contain very important contents.
Welcome home, Miss Karma. Nice to see you survived the trip, Waltz.
Thank you, Anis.
So this is our new housemate. We have not had the opportunity to meet. I am...
We are all surprised when Rumple suddenly reaches out to grab Karma's hand.
My life before this moment has been a depressing monochrome. Now that you have entered my bleak existence, I see everything in beautiful color, and nothing shines more brightly, more vividly than you. I am Rumple, my sweet. Let us talk of marriage.
I stare at Karma, waiting for her to flirt back. At the very least, I expect her to wave Rumple away for being a fool. But she remains eerily silent.
Answer, my angel, I beg of you.
Keep
Say the word, and it's done.
your filthy hands off of me.
Ow!
Oh, not again.
I would never be interested in the likes of you.
Go on, lad. Give him a good beating, like the one you gave to me.
My queen, there is no need for violence.
What did you just call me?
Please calm down. Rumple is still recovering.
What is going on?
Karma is a man, and with
Don't
Or
take
proposed
too
to.
kindly to it.
She is a man?
But your voice, your face, your breasts. Ow!
That's what you're focusing on? Pervert.
I worship all aspects of the female form, but my particular favorite has always been. Ow!
Do yourself and myself a favor and shut up.
I never would have known. But why would he do this?
Don't look at me like that. I have my reasons.
Is it because of your curse?
Yes.
I'm done. My heart is in pieces.
You knew him for 10 minutes.
For those that can hear the music of their heart like I, it only takes a look to fall madly in love. I must leave. My heart will need time to heal.
The margin attracts all sorts, doesn't it?
That one is entirely Parfait's fault. All right, nothing to see here, back to work.
I am still in shock from what I learned earlier. Karma, a man. It is not fair that he is so beautiful as a woman. If the female population of Angiel knew the truth, Karma would be hunted down for making the rest of us pale in comparison. Anise, being good, I suppose, prepared a special lunch to welcome the newest Marchen boarders. We have all been invited to the private dining room.
Excuse me, is Lady Parfait here?
Prince Rod, perfect timing. Please join us for lunch.
I only came to talk to you, Lady Parfait.
But I'm hungry, and I've no wish to make you wait while I eat. Come, join us.
Please, Your Highness. I've made too much as usual. You must help us finish.
Very well.
A cursed princess and a cursed prince? What an eccentric collection. A friend you have, Lady Parfait.
I wouldn't say they're eccentric, necessarily.
You're the most eccentric one here, Rumple.
Really now?
I sit silently in my chair. I am uncomfortable around so many people. Even when Mother was alive, I had all my meals alone, since my parents were always too busy to sit down for meals with me. The meals with Ophelia and her children were always awkward and silent. Somehow the atmosphere is lively and friendly, even though I barely know anyone here.
Is something wrong?
Excuse me?
You've barely touched your food. Don't you like it? Galar said this was one of your favorites.
I'm just not used to eating with company, that's all.
They say that sharing a meal brings the family closer together.
Garland,
I apologize.
Closer together, huh?
So, have you made any progress on how to do those good deeds, Princess?
There's no way I'm admitting that I do not even know how to complete one.
Oh, I forgot you're not so good on doing good front.
You are not very helpful.
Why don't you ask somebody to teach you how to do good?
What?
Well, that's not something you hear every day.
As in, take some kind of lessons?
If you're having so much trouble on your own, you should ask someone to give you some advice or teach you. It's as simple as that.
What's this I hear? The princess needs advice? Well then, she's in luck. I happen to give the most excellent advice. And believe me when I say, I can teach almost anything.
The princess is indeed lucky, as I am available for teaching duties. No doubt I'd be the better choice, as I don't go about deceiving the world.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
From one-sided flirting to bitter enemies, and all in the span of a few hours.
The man broke my heart.
Anyway, I'd be happy to help you in any way I can, Princess.
And I'm sure your stepbrother would be happy to help as well.
I don't think I would make the best teacher for this sort of thing.
I only teach others how to fight.
Never mind the fact that Jorian herself still struggles to be good.
What?
You're lucky, aren't you? So many people are willing to help you.
Why?
Hmm?
Why are you all willing to help me?
That's what we do here at Marchin. We help each other.
Lesson number 1. Doing good means helping whenever one can.
Just let any of us know if you want our help.
Trust no one but yourself. You need not care for anyone but yourself. This is what Mother and the last few years have taught me. I have always been alone, and it is easier that way. And yet, these strangers, these people that I've only known for a few days, are so willing to help me when they will gain nothing in return. Is this the goodness I was meant to see, Father? How can I even begin to trust and care for others when I have forgotten how to do so? I am slowly beginning to understand what I must do.